Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the situation report or the summary for the day of, I haven't changed, 8/3/4 for the 6th of June. And just before I start, I need to highlight that the Ukrainian Defense Ministry again did not post any reports. So this report is going to be a bit flawed. In my opinion, not to my standard, I think that there's a severe lack of information from the Ukrainian side, and I believe that the Ukrainians don't want to talk too much, perhaps because maybe they don't want to reveal too much to the Russians, or they don't want people to focus or talk about the Ukraine war anymore for now, until probably the peace conference in Switzerland. I'm not sure. Something to do with that kind of situation. So we have some frontline changes to be reported. So over at Ivanivka in the Kupiansk front, at Chasivya, Bakhmut front, and Uruzhaine at the Donetsk front. We got to go into the Ivanivka. So commander, do press the like button, subscribe, and do smash that like button with some Fabit. And so there is a geolocation over here. I forgot to take out my arrows. So Russian forces geolocated at this position. This prompted the Ukrainian mapping to acknowledge that the Russian forces have captured Ivanivka. The Russians have already declared it captured since 26th and 27th of May. Ukrainians refused to acknowledge until today. So we have the Russian forces taking huge amount of grounds in the northern part of Ivanivka, and confirmation of the Russian securing Ivanivka as a whole. So this marks a huge change in the tactical situation around here, and we will continue to monitor the situation over at Ivanivka at the Kupiansk front. The next frontline change after the Ivanivka is at Chasivya over at Bakhmut. So this is based on this geolocation by Creamy Caprice, showing that the Russian forces has appeared at yet another area along the canal. So confirming that the Russians at least have this area of the forest in the south of Novi. So the only area left now is this northern part of this forest, which we just wait for another geolocation to clearly show the Russians are present in those areas. So that's all for the Bakhmut front. I realize I'm on the wrong note. Yeah, I should be using this scene. And the next frontline change and the final frontline change is over at Uruzhaine. So at Uruzhaine, there is a geolocation of a very fascinating video of this area here. The Russian forces are shown in the video to be attacking in this direction against Ukrainian trenches along this forest line. The Russian forces basically stormed through the open ground and tried to land troops. However, due to the inability to ascertain when this happened, I'm not going to just declare that this area here is firmly under Ukrainian control for now. So we will just declare this area, this open ground, as under Russian control first, and then we will continue to monitor and see how this develops. Because even though they fired at the trenches, there is no evidence of Ukrainian forces actually at the trench. I didn't see any Ukrainian forces, so it could be just a fire, suppression fire, just in case, as they go and capture those trenches, which is why we cannot also confirm, because the video cut before seeing the Russian forces entering the trenches. So no idea the Russians actually capture the trenches, or the trenches have any Ukrainian forces. So it doesn't really result in any change on the Ukrainian mapping per se. In the forest line region, we only have this confirmation of Russian capture along the open ground. So this is the frontline changes over at the Uruzhaine region. There is a drone strike. A Lancet drone hit the Kaivire air base, and this is a huge distance from the air base. It's around 70 kilometers away. Very, very huge distance. And allegedly, the drone strike had hit, the Lancet drone had hit a Sukhoi 25. So that's that's it for this thing. We go into the Kharkiv front. At the Kharkiv front, the Russian forces continue to be having some actions around here. The Russians attack Vysoka Yaruha over here, and then they also continue their battle of Voschansk. And meanwhile, while all this is happening, they shout Sikune Vasile. This is Zamolivka, which is also known as Zovneve, and they also shout this position called Billy Kolodias. So there's a lot of shelling reports, and there's a lot of shelling reports in the Russian Defense Ministry's report. The recent reports, there's also not just the Ukrainian report has been changing, the Russian report has also been changing. It's like the reports now have a lot more about a lot of locations being mentioned. That is all in the real positions about them taking out manpower on the Ukrainian side. So just note that there is some change somehow on both sides. So the reports is quite different. And as a result, by extension, it's going to affect our mapping. Some geolocation of Ukrainian forces over at Ruska Lozova has been hit. A Ukrainian tank got hit by a Lancet over here, and there's also another geolocation over at SITREP. SITREP is over here. There's a geolocation of a artillery system getting hit by a Lancet. So the Russians continue to send in Lancets flying all over the place looking for targets. So it's very, very scary times for the Ukrainians over this front line. Otherwise, we actually don't have any frontline changes around here. There is totally nothing to really talk about. The front line basically have toned down a lot. I'm still trying to figure out if this is an attack. It could be just fire attacks. So we just have to wait for more information. We move into the Kupiansk front, and the Kupiansk front, the Russian forces, as I mentioned, the frontline changes report have fully secured Ivanivka as they continue to push in this area here. Due to the lack of Ukrainian report, we don't really have a comprehensive picture of the situation. There is geolocation of a Russian airstrike over at Kucherivka, and that's about it over at the Kupiansk front, I think. We move into the Sviatove front. The Sviatove front, we only have a geolocation of an airstrike on Stemakivka. And then the Russian Defense Ministry reported shelling at Borova. So that's all from this Sviatove front. At the Crimea front, there is no fighting reported in our usual areas. What we do have is some Russian shelling report at Novi, Kolodyazi, as well as Ivanivka. And there is the Ivanivka one, we have some kind of a corroboration with video footages showing that the Russians shelling Ukrainian positions near Ivanivka. But that's about it in this area here. We don't really have much information. There's a Lancet hitting on the EW system. I think it's an electronic warfare system just near Liman of Stavki. So yeah, there's really nothing much to talk about. Over at Sivers, Russian forces allegedly attacking in the area of Verkhem-Okanyamske. And that's about it from the Sivers front. Over at the Bakhmut front, Russian forces are attacking in the area of Chasivya as well as Kudyumivka. Geolocation of Lancet and then guided artillery hitting a Ukrainian APC, and there's also another geolocation of a FPV drone hitting another APC over at Chasivya. Russian forces reported shelling over at Konstantinivka. So that's about it for the Bakhmut front in terms of the strategic situation. We move further south. There is fighting reported towards New York, but that's all about it. There's nothing else over there. Over the Avdiivka front, there's Russian forces attacking Yekhanivka. And there is a geolocation of burning infantry, Bradley infantry fighting vehicle just off Sokil. It's within this gray zone. However, because it's burning, so it can't really signify purely that there is a firm Ukrainian control. So it's just going to remain as gray zone. Further south, we have Russian forces attacking towards Kharkivka, according to the Russian Defense Ministry. And that's all from the Avdiivka front. And we move further south. Over at the Donetsk front, we have two different zones of fighting. here over in the Konstantinivka region and towards Vodian, and as well as another one over the Velika Novosibirsk sector. Over at the Konstantinivka region, Russian forces continue their offensive over the Paraskovievka region south of Konstantinivka as well as towards Vodian. So that's all we know. There's not much other details about these areas. I think even the pro-Russian source Ryba nowadays, their reports are getting very short. They are focusing a lot more on the geopolitics. So there is a really huge reduction of this information about the fighting in the front. So not sure why. I think the concern is now mostly really on the geopolitical sides. A lot of crazy shit happening all around the world. There's artillery and drones attacking Ukrainian positions just north of Polivka, and over in the Ilyanka region or Romanivka region, there is also other geolocation of Lancet hitting Ukrainian artillery systems. So Ukrainian artilleries are holding in this area here, providing support for the Ukrainian defenders. So the artillery system is holding around 10 kilometers from the front. So no, it's not 20-30 kilometers as some people claim, because the main problem is that for an artillery to fly 30 kilometers, you need it needs, I believe, I'm not sure what's the term for it, it's the booster for the shells to fly further. It's not every shell can actually fly 30 kilometers. 10-20 kilometers is actually the norm. So artillery systems sitting in this kind of position around 10 kilometers makes perfect sense. But 10 kilometers is pretty long. Try running 10 kilometers. It's going to take some time. Over at the Velika Novosibirsk region, Russian forces shout Nekushne. They are continuing their attack in the northern part of Staromayoske and in the southern part of Uruzaine. So this battle continue. There is really no change regarding the situation around here. And we move into the Zaporizhia front. And Commander, just a reminder to press the like button, subscribe. And the fighting, Commander, press the like button, subscribe. And over at the Zaporizhia region, the only fighting being reported is at Pyatikaki, according to the Russian Defense Ministry. So the Russian forces, not sure how they attack. There is, however, a thermobaric missile strike on Ukrainian position on the western part of the Pyatikaki. I'm not sure if this is a precursor to some kind of assault or whatnot. So whatever it is, Ukrainian cannon folders are just the saddest people in the world. They just go there, they don't see the enemy, and then they get shot. So over at the Kherson front, Russian forces reported shelling at Milove, in Hulets, as well as Novotyakhinka. So these are the three locations. There's no Krinky because there's no Ukrainian reports. Geolocation of a Russian airstrike at Sadove was being reported. And that's about it over the Kherson front. And so that's about it. So this is the situation report for the day of 834 for the 6th of June. Very, very thin report, I would say. Not a lot of things happened. So, or at least not a lot of things being reported. So there is some kind of a weird change in terms of the situation. The SITREP being reported on both the Russian and the Ukrainian defense ministries. Something is changing. I'm not sure what. So we definitely have to continue to monitor. Something is amiss. Something is just amiss. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next update.